The objective of this project is to determine the optimal dosage of coagulant required for a water sample to meet Malaysian standard. 3 parameters, color, turbidity and pH are selected for analysis of the water sample before and after the jar test. A jar test experiment is conducted to find the optimum amount of coagulant. Before conducting the parameter test and jar test, all equipment including beakers, measuring cylinders, square sample cell, circular sample cell, micropipette and syringe are thoroughly washed with distilled water. First test on parameter is turbidity test. Firstly, 10 mm of raw water sample are put in the circular sample cell until it reaches the bottleneck. Then, the turbidity meter is turned on and set to auto range mode. Next, the circular sample cell is closed and wiped using a tissue. After that, the circular sample cell is inserted into the turbidity meter and the lid of the turbidity meter is closed. Lastly, the red button is clicked to measure the turbidity and the data is recorded. The data recorded is 430 NTU. This data represents before conducting the jar test.
Next, for color parameter, first a blank sample cell is prepared by using 10 ml of distilled water and insert into the square sample cell. And then the water sample are prepared by taking 10 ml of raw water sample into the square sample cell. Both the square sample cell of the blank sample and the raw water sample are white. Before we put in the spectrophotometer, the blank sample is inserted into spectrophotometer and then set into 120 for color measurement code. And then click 0 button. Take out the blank sample cell and put the raw water sample cell into the spectrophotometer and follow by clicking the button read. And then record the data that we have obtained.
Moving on to the pH test. The pH probe tip was washed using distilled water. Then, the pH probe tip was inserted into 100 ml of raw water sample beaker. By clicking on the red button on the pH meter, pH level can be obtained until the pH meter produces a beep sound.
For jar test procedure, first, 6 beakers of 1 liter capacity are prepared and washed using distilled water. Second, 1 liter of the raw water sample is poured into each of the 6 beakers. Third, each of the 6 beakers represent a different concentration of ferric chloride, which are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 ml of ferric chloride, and each beaker is labeled with its corresponding concentration. Fourth, ferric chloride is prepared and 2 ml of it is inserted into the beaker filled with 1 liter of raw water sample using a micropipette. Fifth, 4 ml of ferric chloride is inserted into the next beaker using a 10 ml syringe. And this process is repeated until 10 ml of ferric chloride concentration is reached for each subsequent beaker. Next, the blade of the jar test is pulled and all 6 beakers are placed onto the platform with the blade set down, ensuring it does not touch the beaker walls. Then, the timer is set for rapid mixing at 140 rpm for 3 minutes, slow mixing at 70 rpm for 5 minutes, and a detention time of 15 minutes after the slow mixing have been completed. Lastly, procedure A, B, and C are repeated to obtain the data for the same parameters after the jar test have been conducted.
The optimum dosage of ferric chloride is 10 ml. Before the experiment of jar test, the water sample has turbidity of 432 NTU, 1918 PtCO and 6.26 of pH level. For 10 ml of ferric chloride, the turbidity is 9.4 NTU, 17 PtCO for color and 4.93 for pH level.